All right. I'm Thomas Riley, and I'm giving a speech to you guys from Newport News, Virginia tonight. I would like to say hello to Professor Allen as well as my classmates before I get started. And then what I'm going to cover tonight in my speech is going to be my long-term goals, my short-term goals. Then we're going to get into communication. I'm going to talk about expectations, and then what I think I already know. And then before I close out, I'm going to tell you guys some personal information about myself that I think would be nice for you guys to know. To get started, my first long-term goal is going to be to retire honorably after 20 years. When I first came in, I wasn't sure if it was going to be a 20-year career. I thought I was going to be short-term, but I love what I do. I'm an air transportation craftsman, and I pretty much, my career field moves the world as far as the Air Force and Joint Services. We move cargo and passengers. So pretty much the mission can't happen if we don't get you guys in the air. So that's pretty nice to have. A side note on that, I'd like to say thank you to all my servicemen and service sisters, with giving them gratification for their service, as well as moms, dads, or any veterans that are out there. I know I love when somebody comes up and just shakes my hand when I'm in my uniform. It says thank you for what you do. I don't need that to do what I do, but it definitely makes you feel good. And I'd love to pass that on to my fellow service members. Excuse me. Secondly, my second long-term goal is going to be to get my BA in history, become a history teacher, and inspire a whole new generation with what I'm passionate about, which is history. I love history altogether. My favorite areas is American history and World War II history, but European history, any history is awesome. Just anything that you can learn. But I definitely want to teach at a middle school or 9th, 10th grade level of students and just inspire them to be passionate about it and maybe be great historians themselves. My third long-term goal is going to be to live a long and great life and travel the world and hopefully see a lot more. My first station was in Germany, Spangdahlem, Germany. If you guys ever get a chance, Europe is beautiful and you can learn so much. They have thousands of years of history on us compared to just the hundreds that we have. If you ever get a chance, definitely go. Now to transition into my short-term goals, my first short-term goal is going to be to look at college as a one class by one class because I tend to look long-term and I get frustrated and sometimes quit things. So I definitely need to not quit things, especially college is very important and definitely need to get that knocked out of the way. And then my second short-term goal is going to be to lose 15 pounds off this body because with summer coming up, you need to look good, right? But on top of that, also Air Force standards, and then be a little bit lighter on your feet, so it's a win-win situation for everybody. And then the last short-term goal that I have is going to be to get out of debt. It just feels so great when you pay any debt off, and I've paid a lot of loans off lately, and it just feels so good. I encourage my classmates to do the same, plan accordingly. And then now we're going to talk about communication. Expectations. I did not expect to learn a lot of the stuff that I have been reading about in the textbook already. It's a lot of information that we use and see every day, but it's like putting one and one together. So now it's actually seeing those items in work. So definitely that's the first expectation. The second expectation is to learn everything that I can from Professor Allen and my classmates so that I can be a more confident speaker. And then to tell you guys what I think I already know about speech. I'd like to think that I'm pretty confident because, like I said, I teach 15 classes of readiness training to the United States Air Force, Airmen, and Joint Ops, whether you're a sailor or Marine or whatever. And I teach all that stuff to get you guys deployed, to help deploy, to move cargo and passengers. And I just love what I do. I would just rather teach my passion, which is history. But I feel that I'm pretty confident about it. But the biggest thing that I stress to my classmates out there is to be very knowledgeable in what you're teaching. It really helps you out in the long term. So that's what about speech, what the expectations and what I think. So now to give you guys some things about me. So like I said, I teach classes. I definitely love that. And when I first came in the Air Force, I was really nervous. I was a young airman. I was only 20, and I hated it. But I've actually learned to love it, and it's a very, it's very inspiring to see people, not so with like readiness training, but with something you're really passionate about teaching them, and then actually getting it and then using it, and just knowing that you were part of that process. I know when I was going to school, I just loved some of my teachers, and I just hope to pass that on as well. I love traveling, and it's just seeing, especially on the East Coast, being so close to so much history. You know, the Revolutionary War, how we got our freedom. You know, being in Philadelphia and Washington, being so close. I just love seeing and traveling to all those places. And then the last thing about myself, I have a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, and soon to be 6-year-old in about 3 weeks. And I just want to be the greatest father that I can to those, to my children. And a lot of people say I look like Jonah Hill. If you guys have seen 21 Jump Street lately, he's really toned down. He's really skinny. So you be the judge. But I'm Tavis, and nice to meet you guys, and hope to have a great class. Take care.